Good afternoon. This is a quick instructional video on the setup and use of your home spirometer. I'll start by opening the box and removing the box contents. Within the box you will find the home spirometer and the small connection pieces, as well as a instructional guide. I'll lay the box and instructional guide aside. Now you will find a small turbine element within the box, which is a clear piece of plastic with a small black turbine contained within it. And I'll remove this from its plastic wrapper. There's also a small mouthpiece, which is also a clear piece of plastic, and the main spirometer unit. And behind that, two complementary batteries, which I will insert into the spirometer so that I can power it on. The spirometer should automatically turn on once the batteries are inserted. If it does not, there is a small power button on the side of the spirometer. Now you can see that the main screen is turned on, and the spirometer wants you to enter in the date and time so that your measurements can be accurately cataloged throughout its time of use. As today is September 25th, I will use the power button to navigate the date and time and go ahead and enter in the appropriate date, which is 9/25. I will then move to the time by again hitting the power button on the side of the spirometer, and the time is 2 p.m. The date and time have now been accurately recorded on the spirometer, and it is ready for use. I now need to assemble the small turbine and the mouthpiece, and then connect the mouthpiece to the spirometer by inserting and turning clockwise. The spirometer has now been successfully set up, and it is ready for use and measuring a force expiratory volume in 1 second, as well as a peak expiratory flow. To obtain these measurements, you will take in as deep a breath as possible. You will then move the mouthpiece up to your mouth, fully encircling it with your lips, and then blowing out as hard as you can, as fast as you can, for as long as you can, as so. The spirometer will then read both the peak expiratory flow as well as the FEV1 on the main screen. I've now successfully obtained my first measurement. As part of the study, we ask that you obtain 3 measurements in sequence and only record the highest value of peak expiratory flow and FEV1 that you measure. I will move forward with my second measurement. The second measurement was higher in value, both in terms of peak expiratory flow and FEV1, than my first. So I know I will not use my first measurement in recording for the study. I will obtain now my third and final measurement. Looks like the third time's a charm. This happens to be the highest value of my 3 attempts, and therefore I will record this value again for the purposes of the study. As you can see on the main screen, the peak expiratory flow for my third and final measurement was 723 liters per minute, and the forced expiratory volume in 1 second was 4.21 liters. I have now successfully obtained my first measurement of peak expiratory flow as well as FEV1, or force expiratory volume, in 1 second. For the purposes of the study, we ask that you obtain 3 measurements back to back to back. Of these 3 values, we ask that you only record and send in the highest value. In between each measurement, it is recommended that you take a short rest break, up to 1 to 2 minutes, ensuring that you give yourself time to recover from the last measurement. Should you feel lightheaded or short of breath at any point, then please consider stopping and not taking the additional measurements